Hi, friends. I'm here in our children's choir room, maybe a spot some of you haven't spent a lot of time in the church. Yesterday, it was bustling with action and children. There was a lot going on at church yesterday. And during our chancel choir rehearsal, I often begin with a little devotion. And the choir knows I often bring this book because I love it. It's Bread for the Journey by Henry Nouwen. And yesterday's reading was called Speaking Words of Love. And Henry Nouwen talks about the impact that speaking words of love can have. He says, it's not always easy to express our love directly in words, but whenever we do, we discover we have offered a blessing that will long be remembered. And he says again that when we express words of love, a whole new blessed place can be opened up, a space where it is good to dwell. Indeed, words have the power to create life. And we talked about how we hear those words of life, those words of love from God in the music that we sing, in the scriptures that we read. And reflecting on that, I thought there are so many ways for all of us to experience love and to give love through the ministries here at First Presbyterian. Just yesterday, there was a group of deacons that helped to prepare dinner yesterday. The dinner fed children in our children's choir program, parents who were participating in a small group while their children were at choir, or some of them went to our new handbell choir. Other members of our handbell choir came, and I certainly felt that our children and our families and our music program was being cared for. There are so many ways to experience God's love and to share God's love. This Sunday, there will be lots of ways for you to hear of God's love and to participate in worship. Our adult faith formation will continue with the series of looking at speeches of Martin Luther King Jr. David will lead the class this Sunday and look at some words of MLK's about nonviolence. Of course, you can always attend Text Talk as well with Jane Van and look at the texts, the biblical texts that we'll be hearing that week in worship. Paul Roberts, who many of you know and love, will be our guest preacher this week. No relation to Jeremy Roberts, but Paul's a wonderful man and wonderful worship leader, and so we encourage you to join us for worship. Paul will be at both 8:45 and 11 o'clock service. Also at the 8:45 service, it's the first gathering of our new choral group called First Notes, which there's no weekday rehearsal required. Just come at 8 o'clock and we'll rehearse and then sing in the 8:45 service. So I hope those of you that are looking for maybe a chance to serve musically in the 8:45 service will join us for that. Our children will be exploring the Bible in Godly Play. I don't know if you know this, but our Godly Play rooms are actually set up like you're walking into the Bible. You're surrounded by stories and from the Bible that are represented in boxes and trays all around the room and shelves. So it's like you're walking right into the Bible in our Godly Play rooms. So we hope that children and adults alike will take part in faith formation this Sunday and then join us for worship at 8:45 or 11. The rest of this week, I wonder if you might just ponder and look for ways where you are hearing God's words of love to you, telling you that you are a beloved child of God. And then look for ways how you might join God in sharing that message with others. Have a great week, friends.